Welcome back to the channel, Grand Columbia, and welcome to Coffee Time Live here yet another week. And you may be noticing, why do I have this bright light that's kind of throwing a cast? And you'll find out in a minute. What do we got here? We got Rob, always first in line. Good morning, Rob, from Fort Lauderdale. When are you going to Cartagena? Phil from LA. How you doing, Phil? Good to see all you guys week after week hanging in there. The most boring show on YouTube, yet you're still here. And Jukka, greetings from Helsinki. You've been making it on time the last few weeks. George, good morning from Northern California. George, I'm sorry about that, but you know, somebody's got to live there. And Mike, how you doing, Mike? Rob, off to Cartagena Thursday. Better you than me, not my place, but it definitely is interesting. I love that old Spanish fort. I love history. That fort is pretty awesome. Chad, how you doing, Chad? We're on the floor laughing. I know you've already got your flight booked. Emil, good morning from Mr. Emil, excised from Colombia, not permitted to step foot across the border. So he's having to survive in Mexico. Now, where you are is pretty cool, so you know it's not terrible. I understand that they've been having wild parties in your apartment, and they broke out one of the uh, sliding door windows, and somebody fell off the balcony down into the complex below. Is that all true? Okay, so, yeah. Now I got you worried. Okay, what the heck? Somebody's calling me. Is it important? No, it is not important. Okay, but you never know. So today I'm going to end this at, well, I'm going to set a time. I'm going to make it 11:50. At 11:50 my time, in 40 some odd minutes, I'm going to shut this down because I've got an appointment. Somebody's coming here, going to have to shut it down. But that's nearly, and that's, well, it's 50 minutes, so that should be enough. So when we get to the Q&A, get them in early. Um, this week, again, it was full of a lot of visitors, and Matthew ended up in Manizales for a few days. He sent me a message. He's now he's thinking about retiring finally, and yeah, I'm interested to get his feedback, what he thinks of Manizales. I haven't talked to him since he went there, so that'll be interesting. Oh, by the way, the weather today is gorgeous, bright blue skies, and it's warm but not hot. You know, it's just gorgeous out. Okay, why didn't I turn that phone off? You guys probably can't hear it, but it's right in my ear. Um, what else have I got? Oh, Mike, a longtime viewer, actually since the beginning. So we're talking 6 years, maybe a little over 6 years. He's here this weekend, and he's here forever. He's gonna be like me. They're gonna bury him here, and he's sitting here with me, and he's gonna be on here shortly, so that we can find out his first impressions after being here for a whole couple days. So what do we got here? Imelda, greetings from Sacramento, California. We're looking forward to watching your show with Mike. Oh, okay. Somebody you know.
Who is it?
Imelda? Imelda Gonzalez?
No, I don't know.
Good morning from La Castellan. Good morning. Hi, my friend Javier. He's from Switzerland. Well, he's from here, but he's living in Switzerland. What news? Not much news. Everything's pretty chill. There's nothing outrageous going on. They're putting in those 100 extra police to clean up those barrios down in the south, but doesn't really affect us here in the north part of the city. Darn it, didn't win the Powerball. Damn, I was looking forward to, getting the crumbs. Chad, congrats on the big move, Mike. We shall see. George. I'm in Turlock, California, which is about 75. Okay, well, I don't care about that. You guys talk amongst yourselves. Um, I'm feeling pretty good. Trying to get rid of a little bug. There's flu going around. I don't want to catch it again. I had it a couple of weeks ago, and not looking forward to catching it again. I've been going kind of nonstop, but this Wednesday I get a break, and I have a 3-4 days break, and I'm looking forward to that. Maybe I'll even get to that coffee farm that I keep talking about that I never can get away for. Um, Reese, how you doing? Uh, Al, I know that's not your name. Buenos dias. Yeah, I know you're in 360. You know, what is it? What is it? STFU. Yeah, that's it. Jane, good morning. Departing for Ecuador soon. Okay, it's actually, we were talking about it. Yeah, I actually really enjoyed my 3 years there. It is not a place that I want to be forever. Just too many deficits that I can be here, better cost of living, access to way more nicer people. So, for me, this really suits me. But, there's Ecuador. It was a good place to live. Wish you the best on it. Josh Tucker. Okay, I don't know what that means.
I know who he is.
Oh, okay. Uh, Happy Sunday, Lauren from West Palm Beach. Same to you. And what else we got? Oh, all the reasons not to own a car. I have been experiencing a lot lately. Josh Tucker says to tell Mike, congratulations on the move. Looking forward to seeing him live. I don't know how live he is, but I got him propped up here. He went out on a bender last night, come crawling literally on his hands and knees in the front door, 4 o'clock in the morning, waking me up, waking up the neighbors. Dogs are barking. It was a sad state of affairs, but he's here. He's propped up. Had a coffee this morning. Don't hate because I'm living in 360. No, it's too late for that. It's too late for that. The hate is heavy in the air. So all the reasons not to own a car. It's expensive. It's a pain in the butt. There's constant road checks. There's no parking. Wherever you go, there's no place to park the car. The motorcycles are out to kill you. The motorcycles want you to destroy whatever it is you're driving. It's just a royal pain in the butt. If you don't need a car, just stop thinking about it. You'll thank me later. Yeah, I see the text is kind of washed out in the window. Yeah, sorry about that. It's my poor planning. That's what happens when I get up and jump on here at the last minute. Okay, Mike, enjoy living your best life in Colombia. Hdchillin. Yeah, you back in the USA. I bet you're jealous. So I won't go into depth, but I know a lot of people that come here and they say, they want to get a car, and it's such a mistake, honestly. Not to mention getting a license. I mean, there's just so many things. Your reaction on the jail debacle in Ecuador, deaths, beheadings amongst prisoners. It's not the first time. When I was living there, it happened 2 or 3 times. They got some real issues there. Their jail system, it's just kind of, it's a bizarre setup. They just kind of throw everybody in a big lump, and if they get anything, it has to be from people on the outside bringing them things. It's typical of how things are done on the government side of things in Ecuador. It's just kind of disastrous. Fortunately, if you're living there, you don't have to deal with it hardly ever. But you have to think about it. Ecuador has never had a stable government until about the last 30 years or so. Up until then, it was, disappearances and, every man for himself. It's been kind of an ugly thing. So, they still haven't really figured it out. On the other hand, here in Colombia, I think it's the second oldest republic in the world. It's up there. It was right. It was right around the time of the United States. Okay, what else we got? We got to get together. Dinner on me. Well, why didn't you say so? Parking is the absolute worst. Yeah, it's Chad was here. He rented a car. I'm thinking, why? Take taxis. You can take a taxi. It takes a whole lot of $2 taxis to make up for the car, the insurance, the gas, and the heart attacks that you're constantly having as the motorcycles are driving up the back of your trunk and over your roof and down over the hood and getting caught in your wheels. It's just terrible. Okay, so I got to show you guys something. I just found it kind of interesting. So I'm sitting at the gas station, getting gas, put in the car, and right in front of me, I see this. I see this. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. All right. I see this. So here's a truck and it's up on the ramp. And I thought, that's kind of bizarre. Are they working on it? Right there up on the ramp? What's up? So then my eyes kind of wander to the back of the truck. Gravity feed gasoline down into the gas tank. I'm thinking, how typical Colombia. What a great solution. No expensive pump, no pump leaking, never will break down because gravity's always there. It's freaking brilliant. So he just brings a couple ramps, he pulls up on the ramp and throws the hose, and it's such typical Colombia. And Mike said, it reminds me of how the United States would think and solve problems 50 years ago. Yeah, that's kind of it. It is kind of like that. So I thought you might want to see that. Just kind of, it just kind of made me smile. On the lighter note, how's the pizza business going? Well, she's selling pizzas. I don't know. I haven't. I've been so busy. I haven't really talked to her much lately. I didn't even know she had moved to a different place. Here, she actually moved closer to where I am. But yeah, I don't know. I did see her the other day, and she was selling pizzas. So I don't know. One thing at a time. And let's see, got that. So now let's bring Mike into this. There we go. So say hello.
Good morning, everybody.
Now you've watched Coffee Time a couple times before, right?
For years, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've missed very many.
Yeah. Yeah, you're always sending me messages. You were in the chat a lot.
Yeah.
Sending me contributions now and then, which was very nice. You're absolutely right. In here in Barranquilla, my taxi driver wiped out a motorcycle driver. My driver didn't stop and the motorcycle gave chase. Yeah, motorcycles, they're really a scourge. And when you're driving a car, they completely disregard government laws, driving laws. So
there are driving laws?
Oh, absolutely. It's just the motorcycles, it doesn't apply to them, I guess. Now, you came into Bogota when? Day before yesterday?
Yeah.
Day before yesterday.
Yeah, Friday night.
Yeah, because I picked you up yesterday at the airport.
Yep.
So you weren't in Bogota very long, but you had an impression. What was your impression of Bogota?
Unorganized chaos, I think.
Yeah.
The traffic. That's the traffic. The traffic in Colombia is like, I consider myself a pretty good driver, but I don't know if I want to drive here at all.
And the biggest problem is the motorcycles.
Yeah.
That's what inserts the chaos because the cars stay in their lane, do their thing,
You gotta
turn
watch-
on their turn signals.
Watch every corner, the mirror is just crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, well,
And-
we drove around a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, the motorcycles are just everywhere.
Oh yeah, yeah. Lots of motorcycles.
You know, there's been more than a few times I have to slam my brakes on because I'm going to crush somebody who just pulled in front of me.
They just go.
They don't care.
No, not at all.
And I'll tell you, the only real accidents that I ever see in Armenia are primarily motorcycles, and the only real injuries and deaths are on the motorcycles here in Armenia. Oh, funny guy. Here, where? You guys remind me of the two old guys of the Muppets up in the balcony. Oh my God. All right. That calls for a drink. I should keep this away from you. I mean, now that I see how you are, I'm calling in.
Well, I
last
need to
night.
clarify one thing. It wasn't 4, it was 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Muppets. So if you have any questions, you go ahead and start throwing them in because we're gonna close up at 11:50, and tell me more about. I know you've barely seen anything yet. We're gonna begin that this afternoon, but what are your impressions so far?
The traffic is a headache, but other than that, it's beautiful. It's green. It's beautiful. It's lush. The people seem to congregate together more than they do in the United States. I noticed that. The only thing that I've seen that I could not personally drive, and the traffic. Traffic is it's like no laws. I mean, they just go. You know. The people are pleasant. They're friendly. I had less problems coming through Bogota and Armenia than I did in the United States at the airports. Immigration was a breeze. Everybody was friendly.
Yeah, you got preferred treatment in Bogota, right?
I did. I don't know why, but
He had a U.S. passport, so they walked him up to the front of the line.
And there had to have been 500, 600 people in that room. I figured I'd be there for 2 days.
I must be in the front row.
Yeah. Yeah, that all worked out good. I've only been here for a short time, but so far so good. I like it. It's
Yeah, well, this afternoon after this, we're gonna go have lunch with Andrea, and then we're going to. I'm gonna take you around and show you some of the spots. Did you get started on your Cedula visa? What are you gonna do on about your visa?
Well, we're gonna go Monday, I'm assuming, and we're going to start the paperwork for a retirement visa.
Yeah. Yeah, I picked him up yesterday, and so you have to make an appointment, and just like the last time, I mean, last minute, the last time it was, is there any way you can get me in tomorrow? And yep, be there at 10. And I emailed yesterday and said, is there any way you can get me in Monday? Because closed today. And she said, yep, see you at 10. So that's pretty awesome. Mike, glad to see you made it there alive. Keep in touch. Larry Williams.
Yeah.
Hdchillin. Has Mike been to other cities in Colombia? Tell him about your experience in Colombia.
So far, I love it. I like the Latin culture. Bogota was a little bit busy for me. Armenia seems about the right size, and it's just beautiful here. The weather, the scenery, the greenery. It's just beautiful. Just beautiful.
Yeah, he's new here. This is his first time to Colombia.
Yeah.
He hasn't been here before. Yeah,
only been here a day, so
yeah.
you know.
He's been watching my videos, decide to pack his bag and take the plunge.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know. I can't say much. It's kind of how I did it.
Yeah, it's an
Rob.
adventure, and
Rob, he's such a supportive guy. He says it wasn't the U.S. passport that got Mike the special treatment. it was his age. Colombians respect the elderly.
Yeah, that may be so. I don't know.
Face of tears of joy rolling on the floor laughing. See, I don't get the emojis, I get the description. Take him to Boludo for lunch or Dar Papaya. We actually went to Dar Papaya last night for dinner, but we're going to Total Chuleta for lunch today. Nice Bob Euchre reference. Almost be in the front row. Yeah, it's I have stupid humor that mostly entertains myself, and probably most of it goes over people's head. It's certainly none of it's funny, but yeah, I get a kick out of it. Rob Gig, yes. Mike, speak Spanish. So go ahead, spit it out.
Buenos dias.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, when we talking taking the plunge, he's taking the plunge. That's awesome, Mike. Hope to follow in your footsteps next June. Oh, you got a timetable now. That's pretty good. What has Mike done for health care insurance?
I think the company was IMG, and I got a 3-month policy.
Yeah, that'll get him a 1-year visa. And then once he has a cedula, I'll hook him up to Natalie. You'll get actually a list of people to help you. And she'll help him get signed up on the Colombia insurance. And when he goes for his next visa, it'll be for the full 3 years. And then after you got 5 years in, you can get your permanent residency. Boyd, gracias. After lunch, take the old men to Shango for dessert. See, if you had said something a couple months ago, I wouldn't have had a clue what you're talking about. But I know now, back when I did that nightlife video, that's when I discovered it's a strip club. And I don't know because I don't, I'm in at 7 o'clock at night, but after lunch. So what, they're open in the afternoon? They're probably open 24 hours. I have no idea. But if you're into strip clubs, I can point it out on the map now. How much was the 3-month policy?
It was $450.
Oh my God!
But you know what? Most of them were about $300 or $400 a month.
Holy
price!
moly!
Yeah.
Anybody think they're not getting rich off of COVID?
And that was I think it was a $2,000 deductible.
So no insurance, basically.
No, basically, yeah. Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, over here I can see some emojis. Yeah, see, he's just dying laughing there when he's talking about how you're an old geezer.
Is that Rob?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else? Who else? Shango is more than a strip club. Okay, as far as I knew, it was a strip club. I don't know. You can get, okay. So it's a strip club with benefits, you're saying. Reese, that's cheap. Well, Reese, you're in San Francisco. Everything in the world is cheap compared to where you're living. So, I had something vegetarian the other day, and I was thinking of you. And it wasn't half bad, actually. It was by accident, but that's another story. Mike, Josh, and I would like to know how you're adapting to the new lifestyle. By the way, the ladies in Colombia are beautiful.
I've noticed that.
He got in the car from the airport. We got his bag in the trunk, and he sits down. And I think one of the first things he said was, "My God, the women are beautiful here."
That's the truth.
Yeah, and I know them all.
I saw that. I noticed.
Okay, so anything you want to share? I mean, what are your plans? What are you gonna do here? You're retired, so
I need to find something to do. I don't know yet exactly, but Something, maybe volunteer work, maybe teach English, maybe
Strip club.
strip club, restore an old Jeep. I don't know. I need something to keep me.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, the girls here love a man with a Jeep.
Do they?
Oh my God. You know, in the U.S.,
Maybe we'll restore a couple Jeeps.
you got to have a. I don't need it. You got to have a Ferrari or a Lamborghini.
Oh,
to,
yeah.
You know, catch some girl's eye.
yeah.
Well, here all you need is a Jeep.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, it exudes manlyhood. I guess. I don't know. I've had some girls tell me that.
Do they?
Yeah.
There you go.
But I mentioned it to a couple friends I've got. Said, so the Jeeps get you hot? And they said, ew. So I mean, you never know. The two of you can start a new podcast. Boring and more boring.
Is that what they're saying?
Free pagos for the front. Yeah, okay, all right. This is a family channel. The only pre-pago going on in his life is going to be his SIM card with Movistar.
Yeah.
They could totally pull off a podcast. I don't know. We won't really have any material unless he keeps crawling in drunken. Here you need a Tesla. What I would, in 360, on the fourth floor, there is a little BMW three-wheeled, not made, I don't think it's made by BMW, electric vehicle. It's this little bitty thing, and it's a one seat in front of the other, or one seat behind the other. And they kind of bebop around town with it. But electric vehicles here, going up and down these hills, it just isn't going to work. I don't know if you know, but electric vehicles need good cooling systems because they get hot. And when they're running up and down hills, you're taking a lot of wear and tear that you wouldn't take under normal driving conditions. And you also have the situation where it's not good for the batteries. So electric's not very practical here at all. Even a hybrid doesn't make a lot of sense.
And then you got to find a place to plug it in.
And a place to park it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bahaha. I remember that golf cart. Oh, that little, it's a cute little thing. You can see them running in and out, but then they'd leave the parking garage and they'd go up that slope alongside the mall, and you'd see them just kind of crawling up there. It's like, okay. So I mean, you could do it. It just, I think financially, it probably wouldn't be the best move. You know, gasoline engines are here to stay for a period of time in some places, just because of the practicality of it. And besides, I mean, you can always have that gas truck come with a gravity pump, keep you fueled up. And with you on taxis. Yeah, taxis are they're just so easy, convenient. Oh,
and they're everywhere too.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Yeah.
It's hard to have trouble with getting a taxi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, did you experience any rain?
No. A little bit last night, maybe.
Yeah. And yesterday afternoon.
And yesterday afternoon.
Yeah.
But it was short. It was a half hour, 45 minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it rains every day, but it's nice most of the time.
Yeah. Better than the snow.
Yeah. Mike's impression of prices so far. Have you seen any prices?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's what you spend $10 here, the same thing in the US would cost you 40, 50. A lot of
Well, we went to dinner, three of us last night, and you had steak. I had American style barbecue ribs.
Mm-hmm.
It was at Dark Papaya, and she had steak, the same thing you ordered. I had a limonada natural. She had maracuya. You had a Coke.
Mm-hmm.
Damn foreigners.
Yeah.
And the total bill with tax and tip was 140,000. So what's 140,000? $30?
You couldn't have ate at McDonald's 3 people for that price.
So somebody figured that out for me. So yeah, so you saw those prices.
Very reasonable.
Then we had a coffee yesterday.
And that was almost free. I couldn't believe how cheap that
Almost
was.
free.
Actually, and an empanada for like $2 or $2.50.
The coffee and the empanada.
2 coffees and an
Two
empanada.
coffees. Yeah, it was-
Yeah.
And it wasn't just coffee. We both had mochachinos.
Yeah.
And he had an empanada. Look at my hand getting across the border there.
Yeah.
In case you were wondering, it's like, are we in separate rooms or something? But yeah, how was that empanada?
It's good. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
$37. Wow, it was more than I thought. That's at 30, what is it, 38.50 right now, I think. We're hemorrhaging so much money living in the USA. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, your inflation there's a little inflation here. I've talked about it before. There's a little bit going on, but it's not bad. I mean, gasoline has gone up, but I think it's gone up like 25 cents a gallon. But they have gasoline resources here, and they also have a what do you call it? Refinery. Yeah.
It went up $1.50 in the United States since January, where I was.
Armenia is a paradise. Doesn't matter how you look at it. Women, food, and everything's so cheap. You say women are cheap here? Come on. I love it here. Thanks, Lauren, to bring me here. I didn't bring you. I probably should just stop telling people about the place, though. Victor, how you doing, Victor? My Tesla is great up and down the mountains. You don't have one here, though. I'd love to take mine to Manizales more than my Ford truck 4x4. He owns a place in Manizales, but he's in the U.S. and he comes back and forth. And I don't think it would hold up, because one of the things that is causing failures is when they're overheating. And they've got cooling systems, but they're cooling systems that are designed for the kind of need that you would have in the United States, including, the hills and even mountains there. But here, I mean, Victor, how long is it going to be before it overheats climbing some of those streets in Manizales that are twice as steep as the steepest ones in San Francisco? I mean, it's crazy there. There's one street that if you don't get a running start, your car is just going to start going backwards. So I don't know. I just think it would be, the way the technology is right now, the overheating would be a real problem. They just killed 3 tourists in Colombia within 3 weeks. Yeah. Okay. I don't even know what to say to that. I haven't heard that, but I hear these things all the time, and there's pretty much always more to the story. Who were the 3 tourists? What was going on at the time? Who killed them?
What were they doing?
Yeah, and it's almost always like somebody who was in Medellin. They decided they want to go out and buy some illicit drugs, and they were dealing with some scumbags, and next thing you know, people are getting killed. But I mean, not necessarily. But I'm not here to paint a bogus picture. I love where I am. I think Manizales is awesome. Bucaramanga is an amazing place. I like Medellin, but it's got its problems. It's a big city, and you say 3 people killed in 3 weeks. Well, let's count how many would be killed in Chicago just this weekend.
More than that in a day.
So you have to put things in perspective. You also have to consider what the situation is. But there are also places in Colombia that are unsafe, and you're looking for problems if you go there. Along the border of Ecuador on the west side the west of Ipiales, I mean, you're taking your life in your hands. You're basically forfeiting your life if you go there. If you're near Cucuta, the Venezuelan border,
Oh yeah.
that's become. It's always been a dangerous place. It's gotten way worse because you have a lot of unemployed Venezuelans with nothing to do, and they kind of form up in gangs that turn into this small army. That's why you had the president's helicopter get shot at flying over that area a month or so ago. But these are really outlying areas. It's kind of like you say, well, if I go to the northern border of Montana, there'd be some farmers that might shoot me. But why would you go there, first of all? And second of all, it's so remote. And these are the places I'm actually referring to. You just don't go there. But for everything that people can point at here that's, unsafe or dangerous or whatever, I can point to 50 things in other countries. So it's just the stigma around Colombia because of how it was 20 years ago and back when it was seriously bad. And as you know, I lived here back then, and it was not great. But it carries that stigma, and it really doesn't apply anymore. So you point out that somebody got killed or whatever.
Probably wasn't random. There was probably a reason.
Well, you never know, but we could talk about home break-ins in Ecuador and how many Americans have been brutally tortured and murdered in home break-ins in Ecuador. Does that mean it's unsafe? No, but there's certain things. They say, well, I want to go out and live in the country, so they're isolated. It's not long before the criminals know that they're there, and they break in and. Well, guns are illegal in Ecuador, but the criminals always manage to have
Always,
pistols and
no matter where
shotguns.
they are.
Yeah, and so that's what happens there. Enough of that. How are we for time?
About 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 20 minutes.
Okay, here in Barranquilla, I will be there before the year ends in Armenia. Okay, don't come for the prostitutes. They are killing tourists. Well, if you step into the world where crime exists, don't be surprised what comes out of it. Okay, I have an electric motorcycle. Awesome. And an electric motorcycle would probably do a heck of a lot better in Manizales. Because it's a different kind of system and would probably do a heck of a lot better. I
Cool better too.
Yeah, I found pretty fascinating. There's I can't remember the guy's name. I think he's from Scotland. He's a movie star, but he's done some YouTube video series, and the last one he did was from the tip of Argentina up to the United States, going through South America. And they did it on electric Harleys specially built for them. They're not released for the public yet. And they also had a Rivian electric pickup truck. It was pretty fascinating. And they didn't work for crap when it was cold, but once it got to where the temperatures were more reasonable, it was all right. But they had some breakdowns, they had some issues. But the motorcycles did probably way better than the truck did. Walking Manizales is a good workout. Yeah, for me, being basically a lazy person, I just stayed right on 23. So I could walk 2-3 miles or 4 miles, however long it is. And, that'd be several hours, 3-4 hours. And that was good for me. But I avoided those. Walking up where it's steep is nothing fun to me. And there's nothing down there. Everything you want is on 23. I'd really like to see Bucaramanga. It's definitely worth seeing. I never felt unsafe there, even while walking the hood in Pereira. Keep your head on a swivel and don't wear shiny objects or flash money. The thing I'll say, and I feel very safe, but the thing I will say is you always feel safe until you don't. And you know, so anything can happen. So you just got to be smart. They get killed by dealing with prostitutes. They say scopolamine overdose. Well, yeah, I mean, who doesn't know about that situation? So it's real easy. You just don't get involved in those things. Bucaramanga looks great, but I need to feel the humidity. Definitely a weather wimp. Bucaramanga is warmer, not by a whole lot, but it's warmer than here. You'd probably like it. For me, it's a little too warm, but it's not like warm like in the 90s. You know, it's maybe mid to higher 80s. Where here, the warmest day is maybe 82.
Yeah, I haven't felt it uncomfortable at all.
Well, in the afternoon, you know,
does
if
warm
we end
up,
up,
but-
yeah, but that'll be a different thing. That's the sun. You know, when you're on the equator, that sun will just peel the skin off your bones. You did bring me here to 360. I was watching your show for over 8 months. Thank you again to show me and bring me to paradise. This place is so cheap, it's ridiculous. Yes, they get overdosed by prostitutes with scopolamine. Yeah, it's, you know, like I said, it's not like tourists are being murdered. Idiots are setting themselves up, which you can do anywhere. Greetings from Panama, Mr. Realtors or MR Realtors. Hello, welcome. Thank you, Chad. Love, let's see, never deal with prepagos. It's stupid. Yeah, I can't disagree. Never have. But I actually met a girl that had been working as one for a short time. It was pretty fascinating. I was asking her a lot of questions about, you know, what it's like and what's going on. And I also met a guy that owns a high-end escort service in Bogota, Armenia, Pereira, and Manizales. And I ordered for lunch, and he heard me speak English. He came over, and he wanted to talk. So we just got talking, and turned out that he owns this thing. So I found a lot of interesting things about that. And it was after I'd spoken to that girl and comparing the differences between what he does and what her experiences were, maybe not on the high end, but you know, lower. It was kind of interesting, but all the more reason I just don't want to get involved in that kind of stuff. There's plenty of nice girls out there if that's what you're looking for. Where I live, Richmond, California, was a lot more dangerous years ago. The stigma keeps it relatively cheap. Yeah, there's that too. Wrong per 100,000 rate. It's Colombia in U.S. 5 something. Colombia is a lot more dangerous. I'm not going to get in a pissing contest, but you don't know what you're talking about. You can cite stats all you want, but I know what's going on, and your statistics are bogus, and because you're including a huge country with a massive population where most of the country, you know, between the coasts is absolutely safe. And that's skewing the numbers of New York City and Boston and Chicago and Baltimore and Miami and Los Angeles. And you go to those places where people tend to go, and it is way more dangerous. But, you know, I don't want to get off into the weeds, but I know what I'm talking about. I've done deep dives into this sort of thing. Reese, Colombian stigma is good for us. You got a point there. Colombia 50 million, US 50 million rate. Yeah. Well, you keep beating that drum, but you honestly, you're taking numbers like people typically do on the internet. You're taking numbers off the top without understanding what those numbers mean. There's a YouTube video of an American woman in Cuenca with an electric scooter. Her cost of living is $1,000 a month. People lie a lot. Cuenca is not cheap. Cuenca is expensive. And I met lots of people there that were, we'll say, misrepresenting what they were living on, because it's become like a bragging thing. Well, I live on 1,200. Well, I can live on 1,000. I'm living on $800. But then you find out that they're leaving off this or leaving off that. One of the favorite things is they'll actually buy the condo that they're living in. Then when they talk about their cost of living, they ignore that cost. Well, guess what? Makes a difference.
30% of
But there's a lot of things like that. Now, can you live cheap? Yeah, but it's not it will not be a very good life. Let me put it that way. To say that Colombia is more dangerous than the United States is ridiculous. I live both Miami and Barranquilla. We have a lot more violent crimes in Miami. Exactly. He's taking numbers that actually don't make sense to what we're talking about. I visited Armenia during heat wave and it wasn't too bad. Yeah, you were here at the hottest it had been in a long time. I remember that. I'm thinking, man, he's going to think that's how it is all the time, but it's not. Does Ibagué have an airport? That's a good question. I don't think so, but I'm not sure. You have to look that up. It's pretty easy to get there by bus from Armenia, though. Armenia is very safe, and even in Central, it is. There's 4 barrios that are dangerous here, and you know what? Don't go there. It's that simple. They're down in the south. You actually have no reason to go there. Now, you could get your phone pickpocketed or something. I mean, I never have. I don't worry about it. But, it can happen. But shit happens. It's like,
anyway, lots of places.
let's see. Contribution link. Oh, I didn't put it up. See, I forgot. If you would, go to grandcolumbia.live and click on contribution. It's right there. Thank you. I appreciate the thought. And sorry I didn't put it up. I can't really put it up now the way I've got things set up. Yeah, kind of forgot about that.
100%.
And I was just saying, I hope I get some contributions today. I got a hard drive that's crapping out.
Yeah.
It's like, it's always something. There's always something that's dying. So we were sitting here earlier and hearing it's crunch, grind, crunch, grind, crunch, grind. What Cody channel do you use to watch sports? I don't remember what the app is. All you have to do is do a search, Cody Live Sports, and it'll come up with like the top 10. And they work. The ones that work the best are the ones that use the pin system. It's called pinsystem.something.uk. I don't remember exactly. And all you do is you push a thing, you get a pin number, you enter the pin number in, and it's good for 4 hours. It doesn't cost anything. There's no subscription or anything. But that has the best. Those have the best streaming. I can watch usually with no buffering at all. Do we know what time it is? Doing for time.
About 14 of.
We got about 2 minutes to go. So let me get through these. If there's anything important, I'm going to skip. I almost went to Ibagué, my last visit. 1.5-hour drive from Armenia. That's, about right. Maybe 2 hours. It's a lot quicker getting there than coming back because the tunnel's open going, but it's still not, it's only partially. Found an American guy with that. Yeah, okay, how nice. I'm almost to the point where you're going to get blocked, buddy. Thanks again. Hi from Ukraine. Coleman, how you doing? Tomorrow, Budapest, Hungary. Yeah. Tengo hambre. I will never leave Armenia. Best thing ever happened to me. Now you sound like me. That's kind of how I feel about it. Budapest makes me hungry too. Yeah, the food is something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're going to close it out. If you did send me Hdchillin, just seeing it. Sent me a contribution. Thank you. I appreciate it. And if you send something on my website, I will acknowledge it next week. But thank you. Definitely appreciate it. My hard drive will appreciate it.
Yeah.
And So we're gonna end it here because we got stuff to do. And where are we? Ciao. See you next week.
Bye.